It's a beautiful Friday here in the beautiful city of Osogbo, the capital of Osun. Welcome on board to Spring Trend right here on Western Spring Television. My name is Evelyn Ohiolei, and what we do on the show is speak to trendy issues on social media. Who is trending, what is trending, where they are trending, and we get to take reactions. Of course, my partner is here, Femi Ojo. How are you doing today?
Very well. Well, thank God for life.
Okay.
And good to be doing this for the fifth time this week.
Mm.
Oh, I'm grateful.
And the last time for the week.
Yeah.
All right, let's just get right to business. The very first story this morning is the new terrorist group that the defense headquarters says is up in the northwestern part of the country, Lukarawa terrorist group. There was a time we had the Boko Haram. Now it's the Lukarawa terrorist group. The defense headquarters has confirmed their emergence in the northwestern part of Nigeria. Let's take reactions. Omokogi Yagba says, this is the result of lack of education, proper parental guardians, and finally, you all know it, Nadem Danny Dai Cook. I don't know what that is, Omokogi, but then he says it's lack of education and proper parental guidance. And this is Vera Del Warigo says, we have not been able to deal with Boko Haram. Now we have another sect. And Daniel Rega says, this is what happens when bandits or terrorists are being pardoned instead of being made to face the full wrath of the law. Absolute nonsense. The government isn't serious on addressing the problem of insecurity yet. And last one here by C90T says, make nobody shall kidnap you when I resume back to school. What's this say? Is it some sort of warning or SOS shout? Oh, what?
I think it's a blend of all.
I feel, he schools in the north, so he's already telling them, see, when I come to, nobody should touch me. All this, what you're saying, the Lukarawas, let them go wherever they want to go. But it's not a funny situation. But I think I want to tilt towards Daniel Rega, where he says that it happens when you treat this terrorist with kid gloves and you are not going all out. You're not being kinetic with them. Make use of force. Neutralize them. When you get them, let them face the full wrath of the law. But you see in some areas where these bandits or terrorists have been pardoned, some been turbaned, some given wives and all of that. Why won't we have more? Because they feel the government are not really serious about protecting their people.
Exactly. I think for the first time I agree with Daniel Rega.
This is the first time you agree with Daniel Rega? I agree with him, most of the time.
With the submission, not with him, with the submission. Because absolutely, when you know that you can, how can, the explanation is some of those guys came in from these neighboring countries. How can they venture to even enter? Because they knew they can have their way. They will have studied those guys too. Maybe they are not actors. They have an intelligence part that will have come into the place, see how they could do their survey, and they know that they could flourish. All of a sudden, they will start making demands. It's a serious problem. Somebody are saying, don't touch me when I'm going back to school. It might look like a joke, but it's not a joke, actually. It might not even be in the school. How about the highways you pass to your school? How about your hostels? These criminals go to hostels to go and pick people. They even go within towns. Many of our colleagues have been kidnapped in their homes. These are some of the issues as well. Because they feel the military or the security architecture of this nation is weak. That's the only reason. Now, for the best of the nations as well, military, superpower, supermight, of course, sometimes, these criminals go there to wreak havoc, but you will see the way they pursue them. 9/11 was, that attack on the US, 2001, until they got the mastermind. America didn't rest. All of them. Now, you might want to say Benjamin Netanyahu, he don't the two do. But when his country was invaded, people were killed, people were, kidnapped. He told them, not that I will just attack you, I will make sure you no more exist. And that is what he's still doing, although the world is taking another dimension. But he's sending a message that before you guys can come, you have to think about it. You know, I saw a military head, I'm not sure which of the country, maybe US or UK, who was making a speech at a very conventional place and who told them, we don't want war. I think one of these military heads in the US in the past who said, we don't want war. This one is not talking about criminals. It's talking about other nations.
Yeah.
We don't want war, but if you think you need one, we will give it to you. And he told them, some of those that are proposing for war, he said, we will make your children fatherless because you will never return. These are how to talk, not just by talking, to show. If you dare, I won't come for you. But if you come for me, you will no more exist. You will not be alive to tell the story. This is how to do. Not these ones that the military aircraft is being used to flown some people in Cheddar, you know, I was calling Cheddar, in Guinea, in clothes, with Ashwebi, they will take sardine, they will take group picture. And in this nation, we've seen governors who took picture with bandits. You know, Aminu Masari, when I was governor of Katsina, many of them, okay, they will come and say, we are not doing it again. How can you forgive people who killed our soldiers? And you expect the other soldiers on duty to be patriotic? We're a serious, you know, bunch of clowns. Show them workings.
Sure.
By the way, we have leadership in the defense architecture who have baggages on their head that they were terrorist apologies and criminal, you know, apologies when they were in power. Till now, they are still sitting tight. Not that they are guilty, but you can't have such people in defense and you expect criminals not to dare you. They will, but it's unfortunate.
Yeah, as you know, it's a blossoming industry, if I should put it that way. And for any area where you feel or you see a particular business blossom,
of course,
people want to come there and be a part of it. But we hope that the defense headquarters can swing into action swiftly.
10-15 seconds, very sensitive. But do you know that the incidence of bank robbery has been on a low? The all-out robbery, like you will see it, supermarket robbery, some of these things, because the proximity of those criminals getting killed is very high. You know, the chances are the possibility, but when they go into kidnapping, their chances of getting killed is small. They make a lot of money. If you understand what I'm saying, they'd rather not attack banks. Yeah. They would rather go and kidnap a whole full bus where they can raise like 200 million naira just in a one bus. It's as easy as that.
It's a thriving business already.
Sadly development.
All right, like I said, we hope the military and the entirety of our security agencies can swing into action swiftly and get this under control. We move on to our next story this morning. We hear that the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare has announced that free cesarean section operation will be available for Nigerian women who need it. The announcement was made by the coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pate, and people think this is commendable. Very quickly, reactions. Walker William Samuel says, I hope it takes effect ASAP. It would have helped save so many homes the financial burden of CS. Quite needful, he says. King Mikasa says, commendable, but will they implement it? Even the said 77,000 naira minimum wage has not been paid. All right, Vala Mogilas says, trust me, they will still be collecting money for it in this Nigeria, even though it is free. And Naimeka Ifekwe says, until you try to access it. You know, this distrust between the people and the government, the gap keeps getting widened every day. Right. For every policy the government rolls out, people say, yeah, it's good, it's a good announcement, but the implementation, we are not sure. Yeah. Or, oh, yes, even if they want to implement it, those people that are supposed to access it, that's when you get to the hospital, and the hospital will tell you, no, this hospital was not part of the hospitals they said will be will enjoy such benefits. I agree
completely with the last two tweets. Right?
So we need, number one, the government needs to close the distrust gap, and also the government needs to ensure they have data. Work with data. Work with data. We'll say this over and over and over again. Femi.
I think I agree. Everything, especially this last one. So you try to access it, they will tell you. And then the one before that was saying, you know, if you can actually stroll it back, the one before this one, trust me, they will still be collecting money because we have the human factor as well in all of this. Do you know that it's possible? Oh, God. people will go and bring, they will be selling slots. We're in this nation now. Racketeering. You will have to be paying something for you to be put on that list. It's easy. It's not because we are bad mouthing the country. This one is not even government problem, although it's a systemic problem. But then the people that will do these things, how about they telling you that we only have 10 slots for today and it is over? By the way, you will see those slots are family members and all of these persons. You know, some of those things we call favor, they are just being unfair to other persons.
And it's actually supposed to be for vulnerable women, people that cannot afford it.
Now, the government should come with a roadmap and they should make it very clear and public. Let's know which hospitals. Is it federal government hospitals?
Yeah.
It is state government hospitals?
Yeah.
Let's know which of the hospitals in particular local government.
Yeah.
Because sometimes federal government comes with all of these things. They will not tell you how to access it and all of those things.
Details are not clear.
The guys who knows will not let you know.
Yeah.
Or all of a sudden somebody will tell you, surgery ni one what do you call it? The kits.
Yeah.
Surgery kits. Let's know if it's only for the procedure. Families will buy their kits. That will still be fair because the procedure doesn't come cheap.
Yeah.
If they say we take care of the procedure, you go and get the kits. It's still something.
Yeah.
They have taken away almost 50% or 60%. Let's know which one are they paying for, so that you won't be there. Somebody will say, it's only. And by the way, another thing is this: now that I want to do free, you know that people will now be frequenting those hospitals, right? Where are the personnel that will run this? Because that means people that will not ordinarily go and present themselves for CS, who will seek other options, they will now bombard. At least you expect times 2, at least double. Where are the guys that will do the operation? Now, these ones that are there, that they are overburdened.
They're stretched. Yeah.
If they are doing 2 in a day, you are asking them to now do 4. Somebody that should ordinarily do 1 and leave. That means a surgeon might be there doing 16, 20, 30 surgeries in a day, and you expect that surgery to be successful. How? That person, I've told you, or somebody that I knew, the person has, jackpot now, who told me was a senior registrar at a federal government teaching hospital, who said he resumed on a Friday morning, 8 a.m., and he will leave that time, before he left, he will leave the hospital Monday, 5 p.m. Monday morning, 8 a.m. And he was working at a very busy department. That's the labor ward. So somebody who resumed 8 a.m. on Friday morning will leave Monday. And that's a senior person, a senior registrar. Yeah. Now look at the house officers, the kind of jobs that they will be doing. Yeah. So it's not just by banding out these things that look like good news. Where do we have the hands?
He said these things that look.
No, this is the reality now. Are we to lie me? These are the things. Dr. Olomashe, where are they?
Yeah, I agree.
Any doctor you see now is either maybe the money is not yet there, or the person just say, I will stay. If you find 3 doctors today, by January, you can be sure the 3 will not be complete again. And now we want to roll out free surgery. They should think about it very well.
All right. Let's move on to the next story this morning. There have been this controversial issue, especially on social media, concerning the Osun State government. This recruitment of teachers. Why is it taking so long? Forever. There was a report that was done by our reporter, Toby Sanusi, where the Commissioner for Education then said that, in 2 weeks' time, all these would have been sorted, new teachers would have been recruited, and this is past 1 month and nothing has been done. And, this is a call to the Osun State government. We write to call on the executive governor of Osun State and other relevant stakeholders to expedite the long-delayed teachers recruitment process. The delay impacts our students' learning, increasing teacher shortages, and places strain on the current workforce. Our children deserve timely access to quality education. This was written by Inside Osogbo and published on their platform. Let's take reactions very quickly. Tunde Oladimeji says, do we even need to be calling the state government out before doing the bare minimum? How do we want to grow as a state? And Mr. Pedro says, the ones who applied for elongation after spending 35 years are still yet to get paid since about 7 months. It is sad. And Bali, @_Bali AA says, something they will most likely conclude when election is near and use as campaign. Tayo Latunji says, wait till 2026. They will do it before election for sure. Why do you think we are here? The students are without teachers, not just subject teachers, core subject teachers like mathematics and English language. some of the schools, especially those in the rural areas, do not have teachers at all. You see one teacher taking several subjects, and they don't even have teachers for some subjects,
That teacher
some
can
core subjects,
multitask.
by the way.
Yeah.
So, but what do you think is happening? The government has said, oh, we're going to do this very soon, but this very soon is sounding like Jesus is coming very soon.
How do
So,
you mean? I wouldn't take that.
so what are you saying?
I think the people that are making that call, they are very right. Actually, the whatever interview happened, I think in September. Actually, until now, you know, they don't have possibly the final list of the shortlisted ones and when they will resume. By the way, I'm trying just to see that call, the fact that, oh, we are going to recruit 5,000 teachers was made in February. You know, in a statement contained, statement signed by Olawale Rashid, the Chief Press Secretary to Governor Ademola Adeleke on Wednesday. This is from Premium Times, February 8th. Today is November 8th. That's how many months? 9, right?
Yeah.
And these are some of the things we are talking about. Till now. Now, people are saying maybe it's just for election purpose, and by the time the election is drawing near, the list will be released. Now, if you want to say it's a lie, then prove them wrong. Because people know there are antecedents to these things, not just with Adeleke government. That government will use something as a bait for people to vote for them or to see that they are doing well. You know, whenever the election is moving near, they should show workings. November, by the way, if you need to get a competent recruitment agency or whatever, please do that. If you're not going to give them the job, can you please let them know?
Yeah.
Do you know how many persons who pray per day? That God, please give job, give me. They just keep praying in perpetuity. The people that will make the decision, let them know if they have the job, if they don't have the job. And by the way, it speaks to the fact that if this thing is about emolument, if it's about the perks of office, if it's about buying of this and buying that for the executive legislature, and maybe the judiciary, will it take this long? February. You know, and nobody asked you. When that call was made, everybody was jubilant. 5,000. You know, this same report by Toby Sanusi, our own Toby Sanusi here, I saw the report, and many parents are saying, you know, of course, you're sending your children, your wards to, you know, extra arrangement called lesson, you know, to just do it. Many parents were lamenting to say, please, can you help us get these teachers there? And it's not that we don't have competent teachers. Many of them are just wasting away. The ones that are applying to say we want to elongate our service, they don't know their status. I think the Osun State government needs to do better and come quickly. And now, you know, if perhaps the opposition latching on this, they will turn it to a political thing and say it's because of opposition. Or even you and I discussing it now. Don't be surprised by tomorrow or this afternoon, they will call us opposition. If it's just in favor of the government, we are proudly one. I mean, the people.
All right. This is a call to the state government to do the needful. These kids need the teachers. And if we're so serious about the education in our state, we have said we want to move the education in the state forward so that Osun can be on top there. This is not the way to get on top. So this is a call to the state government headed by Senator Ademola Adeleke to do the needful. And that will be the size of the show this morning. Thank you for being a part of our world for this week. You have been a wonderful companion. We'll make a return next week, Monday, for another edition of Spring Trends. Until then, from Femi and I, Evelyn Ohiolei, have yourself a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.